Hey friends, welcome to the video. It's Johnny Keeley here, and Instagram have just made a massive update to their platform that some of you may not have noticed yet. It's around the way that we share Instagram guides. I've talked about guides a lot on this channel. I've got a few videos about Instagram guides, but just really quickly, if you're not familiar with Instagram guides, they're kind of a way of grouping your posts into kind of like a mini blog for you to then share again. Now, we used to have to make guides and share them to stories, and other people could share them to stories, and that was kind of the main way they were getting around. But the big update is that you can now share them to your feed just like a normal post. I want to say a massive thanks to Lloyd Evans for alerting me to this. We're both a big fan of Instagram guides and the way that they're going to affect the platform, and he has some really great guides on his account, so definitely go and check those out. So by sharing your guide to the feed instead of in stories, this will just show up in their newsfeed just like a normal post. This means they can like it, they can comment on it, they can save it. Now, if you look at the example on the screen right now, this is a guide I just posted to my Instagram account, and you can see that the likes and comments are all, permanently attached to it. It's not like with stories where if you make a comment on it, it's kind of like a DM. This is a comment just like on a photograph or any other post. It seems to get a very similar type of engagement as well. I'll have to check it, in the long run and see how it differs, and we'll check insights and things like that. I also checked a friend's guide to see whether those comments and likes were public or whether only I could see my own. But you can, if you go to someone else's guide, you can see all the comments and all the likes on it, and all the notifications and things like that work just like a normal post. You can see people are liking and commenting, and you can respond to them directly from the notifications section. You can also get to the comments for a guide by just tapping the little speech bubble in the bottom right hand corner if you need to get to it and you don't have any notifications. I can still share my own guide or someone else's guide to my stories, so they haven't changed that yet. I mention that because I've heard that they are talking about stopping you being able to share someone's post to your stories. I don't know how accurate that information is, but that's just something I've heard people talk about. And just like all the other posts, you can share your guide as a public link. So if you want to share it outside of Instagram, you can copy the link and send that in a Facebook message, in an email, or something like that. I also noticed another section which I think is quite new called the professional dashboard, and it's quite interesting in here as well because this is kind of an insights section, so I presume this is for business accounts. And if you go into here, you can see that Instagram are actually giving you a few tips, and they're using Instagram guides to do this. So I think that's really interesting that they're using their own feature to educate you using Instagram posts. Now, they could have just used the menu system to give you these tips, but I think it's really good that they use one of their own features to give you this information. Now, one thing I didn't explore yet was whether hashtags work in Instagram guides. The reason I didn't test this was because it wasn't obvious and I was pretty sure it wasn't going to work. Now that I've kind of thought about it though, there is a section in the guide where you have a caption and you could type in hashtags, and that kind of represents the main caption for the guide. So if it's showing up in the newsfeed, I guess it is possible for it to show up in the recents tab and show up in hashtags kind of as a post. So I haven't tested that. If you have tested it, let me know in the comments. I will also test it and I'll update you in the description or the comments on this video. Hashtags or no hashtags, this is still a massive update to the way that we share Instagram guides. It's going to get so many more eyes on these guides. It's going to get more people using them and making them, and it's just going to be better for the platform. Now, if you've already made Instagram guides, I have seen people kind of resharing their guides that they've already made. Now, I don't know whether they just remade the guide or whether there is a way of kind of resharing it. Now, I went into the edit mode of the guide that I just posted, and it didn't give me the option to share it to newsfeed again. Now, it's not going to, and it's a really good thing, otherwise people would just be constantly resharing their content. But for those that have already made it before the update, I don't know whether there was an option for them to share this again, or whether they just simply remade it as a second guide. Again, if you have information on this and you've done this yourself, let me know in the comments and I can pin the comment to help teach other people. So let me know what you think about this update in the comments. I think this is going to be a pretty big deal for the way that we share information on Instagram. As I said, I've got a whole bunch of other videos on Instagram guides. I will put those up on the screen right now. I hope you enjoy them. If you do, make sure you hit the subscribe button. And if you do that, I will see you in the next video. I'll see you on Instagram.